In this demo, we will demonstrate the use of passing default values to parameters, as well as using positional and named notation for calling the subprograms. We create a procedure, updateInfo, which takes in three parameters: PEMPID with a default value of 50, PDEPTID with a default value of 1, and PCommission with a default value of 10. All three are passed in the in mode and are of type number. Inside the procedure, using DBMS output, we print the initial value of these parameters received by the procedure. Then we update the employee table, setting EMPDPTID to PDPTID, employee salary to employee salary plus employee salary multiplied by commission percent. We divide it by 100 to convert the percent to an absolute commission value. We do this for EMPID equal to PEMPID. Using DBMS output, we print the SQL percentage row count, which returns the number of rows affected by the update statement. We then have an exception handler section with a when others handler, where we print the error message, print the format error backtrace, roll back the changes, and raise the error further to the client. Let us compile this. The procedure got compiled successfully. Let us first run it without passing in any parameters. This way, the default parameters will be passed into the procedure. Let us run it. As expected, PEMPID gets a default value of 50, PDPTID the default value of 1, and PCommission the default value of 10%. One row was updated. Now let us run it, overwriting all the values with the actual parameter values. So here we have assigned LEMPID a value of 20, LDPTID a value of 2, and LCommission a value of 5 in the declaration section. And in the execution section, we pass these parameters by position to the procedure. Let's run it again. As expected, the formal parameters got the values assigned to the actual parameters, overwriting the default values. Now let us run it by just assigning an actual parameter value of 20 to LEMPID. PDPTID and PLocation are not assigned any values, and they should get the default values. Let's run it again. As expected, we see that the default value for LEMPID gets overwritten by the value of 20 which we passed in, but PDPTID gets a default value of 1 and PCommission a default value of 10, updating one row. Since the last two parameters had default values, we could use positional notation. What if we want to override the values of PEMPID and PCommission, but just want to pass a default value for the middle parameter PDPTID? We can do this using the named notation. So we declare LEMPID of type number and give it a value of 20, LCommission of type number and give it a value of 5. In the execution section, using named notation, we map PEMPID to LEMPID and PCommission to LCommission, thus letting PDPTID get the default value of 1. Let us run it. As expected, we overrode the default value of PEMPID to 20, PDPTID got the default value of 1, and PCommission got the overwritten value of 5, and one row was updated. So this is how named notation gives us flexibility of passing default values of parameters irrespective of which order they are in the parameter list.